Hi everyone, welcome to story time. I'm Tara and I am surrounded by leaves. What do you say we sing a song together? Yeah? Okay, we're gonna clap. We clap and say hello, we clap and say hello. With all our friends at story time, we clap and say hello. Next, we're gonna shrug our shoulders. We shrug and say hello, we shrug and say hello. With all our friends at story time, we shrug and say hello. That was good. That felt good. All right, and we'll end with a wave. We wave and say hello. We wave and say hello. With all our friends at story time, we wave and say hello. Yay! All right. Now, looking at the leaves behind me, I wanted you to know this morning while I was walking my dog, I found some leaves. These are real leaves that kind of look like the ones behind me. And I saw some that were orange. And I saw some that were red, and I saw some that were brown, and this is my favorite because it's the biggest. I saw some that were yellow. The leaves are changing colors because it's getting colder outside, isn't it? And it's become fall. Soon it's going to be winter. So we're going to do some books and songs that have to do with the fall and that transition time. Okay, the first story that I have for you is called When the Leaf Blew In. It kind of looks like this one right here. Yeah. When the Leaf Blew In by Steve Metzger. And this is kind of a sequence story, so we're going to have a little bit of repetition, so maybe you can make some noises with me. When the leaf blew in, the cow sneezed. Achoo! Cover your sneeze, right? Yeah, looked like it tickled a little bit. When the cow sneezed, the spider landed on the owl. Plop! Oh, that would be so gross. When the spider landed on the owl, plop! The owl swooped out of the barn. Oh, I should make an owl noise. Hoo, hoo. When the owl swooped out of the barn, hoo, hoo, the pig dove into the mud. That's a good fun noise. When the pig dove into the mud, the goat kicked over the bucket. That would be a loud clank, wouldn't it? Clank. When the goat kicked over the bucket, clank, the chicken spun round and round. How would the chicken sound? When the chicken spun round and round, the horse reared up and neighed. When the horse reared up and neighed, the sheep leaped over a barrel. What sound does a sheep make? Bah! Bah! When the sheep leaped over a barrel, the duck jumped into the pond. Quack, quack. When the duck jumped into the pond, the frog hopped onto a lily pad. Ribbit, ribbit. You see what's next? When the frog hopped onto a lily pad, ribbit, ribbit, the dragonfly buzzed across the sky. Bzzz. Aw, cute little sleeper down here. When the dragonfly buzzed across the sky, bzzz, the dog woke up and chased the squirrel. They like to do that sometimes, don't they? When the dog woke up and chased the squirrel, oh, let's give a barking noise. Woof, 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 woof. That probably scared the squirrel. The robin flew into the tree. Tweet, 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 tweet. And do you see what's happening now? When the robin flew into the tree, the leaf blew in. That is the story, isn't it? When the Leaf Blew In by Steve Metzger. I like that one. That's a good beginning of fall sort of book. Okay, let's do a song now. The tune is London Bridge, and we're going to do, with our hands, we're going to do leaves that are falling down. I said fall before, but autumn is another word for fall, and that's what we're going to sing in this song. Autumn leaves are falling down, falling down, falling down. Autumn leaves are falling down all around the town. All right, very good. Now they've fallen down, but the wind is going to blow them round and round. Wind will blow them round and round, round and round, round and round. Wind will blow them round and round all around the town. Once they've landed, we're going to rake them up in a great big pile. Rake them in a great big pile, great big pile, great big pile. Rake them in a great big pile, then jump in. Are you ready to jump in? Let's finish. Let's finish the pile. Make a pile and jump right in, jump right in, jump right in. Make a pile and jump right in, all around the town. And just like in the story we just read, once we do that, I bet you all the leaves are going to come falling down again. So you can do that song again. All right. Now, I want to tell you a story about a little squirrel that is getting ready for the winter time. But the little squirrel, well, he doesn't have a house. He has nowhere to keep himself warm. All the good spots are taken in all the trees. So this little squirrel noticed not a leaf, but an orange sheet of paper reached the ground. And the little squirrel thought, if I take my scissors, I just happen to have a scissors with me. If I take my scissors and do some cutting, I might be able to turn this piece of orange paper into a house. So the little squirrel decided to fold the paper. We want we want some walls, so we have to have more than one layer of paper. All right, so here is our piece of paper now, and that is folded. The little squirrel thought, I would like a round roof. So we're going to cut a round roof. And oh, I need a space to store my acorns and my seeds for the winter, so I'm going to cut a little garage. So there's our round roof, and there's our little garage. Kind of looks like an igloo, except it's not made of ice. Now squirrels, you might have seen them, they have big bushy curly tails. So the squirrel needed to make a special door for her big curly tail. She made this kind of special door. It's kind of curved, right? All right, there's our door. It's a little wonky. And little squirrel went into the door and thought, oh, it's too dark in here. I need to go outside and cut myself a window. So very carefully, the little squirrel went inside and cut a window. Sorry, I've got to put this one down here so that I can see it. I mean, the squirrel has to put it down here so the squirrel can see it. Okay, and once little squirrel had that done, we've got a doorway here. We've got a window here. It looks like her house is perfect. So she's about to go inside when, woohoo, woohoo, she hears a little mouse crying. Why are you crying? Asked the squirrel. And the little mouse said, I have nowhere to go for the winter. All the good spots are taken. I am so cold. And the squirrel, being such a nice squirrel, said, you can come live with me in my new house. And the little squirrel peeked into that nice window and saw how lovely it was inside and said, yes, that sounds great. So the new friends needed to go through the door, but the squirrel thought, oh, I will make my little mouse friend his very own door. So let's do a little door here for the mouse. And now they're able to go inside and enjoy the house. Now, my friends, that's not the end of the story because you see, this is a surprise here. If we turn the house on its side and we open the paper, surprise! What is this? A jack-o'-lantern. That might be a fun place for a little squirrel or a little mouse to be able to peek out of. Look at that. Wow, that was pretty cool. All right, thank you for making that house with me. How wonderful that was. Now let's read about the busy little squirrel that needed to look for acorns and nuts to hide in the garage. This is called The Busy Little Squirrel, and it's by Nancy Tafuri. Let's see what this little squirrel is so busy doing. I see some hay bales. Oh, I see the little mice. I like looking for the bugs in this book because there tend to be some bugs creeping and crawling around on the pages. Leaves were falling. The air was getting cold. Whose backside is this? The squirrel. And I think this is a caterpillar crawling along on the pumpkin. It was time for Squirrel to get ready for winter. Oh, take a look down here. Somebody that had built a web is watching the squirrel. Squeak, squeak, said Mouse. Will you nibble a pumpkin with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. I tell you what, we're going to hear this a couple times throughout the story. Can you say that with me? He was so busy. All right. Tweet, tweet, said Bird. Will you rest on a branch with us? Oh, they look like they're having a nice time. Oh, and it looks like somebody's got something in his mouth already. But Squirrel couldn't. Why is that? He was so busy. Oh, and now he's climbing up to get the bird seed. Have you ever seen a squirrel in a bird feeder? I have. There's my little creepy crawly. There's a little grasshopper. Croak, croak, said Frog. Will you hop rocks with us? But Squirrel couldn't. Why is that? He was so busy. He found some berries, didn't he? I like this little fish down here. He's pretty cute. Meow, meow, said Cat. Will you lie in the sun with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Now he found some acorns in the trees. Woof, woof, said Dog. Will you run in the field with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Do you see what he climbed up here? Looks like some corn. And it's getting dark and there's the moon. Hoo-hoo, called Owl. Will you watch the moon with us? But Squirrel couldn't. I'm going to give you a close-up here. Here's somebody resting in the tree. Oh, he found a tree. He didn't need the pumpkin. Why? Why couldn't he? He wasn't busy anymore. He was fast asleep. Oh, I hope he has a good winter with plenty of food. That was The Busy Little Squirrel by Nancy Tafuri. Okay, friends, I hope that you are enjoying the cool weather. I hope that you have fun going outside and looking at what kind of leaves you can find. And if you want to do a fall craft, we have a couple different things going on at our different locations. I know you can make a pumpkin, you can make a fall wreath, so check that out and come get you a grab and go craft kit. Okay, friends, it's time to say goodbye. I'm going to ask you to do a clap or a pat. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quick as we can. Goodbye. Aww. How about slowly? Can we say it slowly? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. All right, this time we are going to do high sounds with our voices. Can you sound squeaky like this? Like a little mouse? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as high as we can. Goodbye. Kind of sounds like Mickey Mouse. And then let's do low, low, deep voices. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as low as we can. Goodbye. And let's end with nicely. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as nice as we can. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day.